Hello and welcome to the Blender Barbox channel. Today I'll show you how you can create this water simulation in Blender. So to get started, the first thing is we can use the default cube. We can resize the cube along the Z direction. Then go to edit mode and delete the top parts. Now let's go to the modifiers and select the solidify, and the thickness is 0.08, and apply the modifier. Go to Physics tab and select the effector. Add sampling sub-steps and click on the planner. Now let's add cylinder. Resize the cylinder. Let's bring it up and rotate along the Y. Let's make it smaller. We can resize along the X. So this will be the source of the flow. Now go to Physics tab and select the flow type, liquid, flow behavior, inflow, substeps 2, initial velocity. So the flow direction is along the negative X direction. I'll make it -2. Okay. Next step is to add the domain. Let's add a cube. Resize the cube so that it can include all the inside parts. Go to the fluid. Make this a domain. Resize the domain to save on the baking time. Make sure the domain contains all the inside parts are contained within the domain. And the domain type is liquid. Increase the resolution subdivision. Can start with 100, but for me 200 works fine. If your PC has high computational power, you can go above 200. Select diffusion and mesh. And you can select where the cache is going to be stored. Create your own directory. And the type, make it all. Is resumable, and bake all. This may take some time depending on your PC speed. Okay, after 10 minutes, now it's over. No, actually 20, or it took half an hour actually. Okay, as you can see, the thickness of the water is okay. So we can use this. If you want, you can increase the resolution. Next step is to create a plane. Let's save it before. Okay, now let's add a plane. Resize the plane. Now go to edit mode and select the edge parts. And then we can extrude this to create the wall. We can also extrude along this direction. Okay, let's move it a little bit. Okay, that's fine. Now let's add the pipe. Let's resize this one. Rotate along the Y. Let's go to transparent view and we can place it at the beginning of the water flow. So this will be our tap, and we can resize it. Let's bring the floor down so that it can match the container bottom. Okay, that's fine. Now let's resize the pipe. Should be circle actually. So let's resize this one. All right, now we need to subdivide the pipe. So in order to do that, first let's create the pipe effects, extrude and scale down to create the edge parts. And then we can extrude this along the X direction to create the pipe effect. Okay, now while you select Shift Alt and click on the edge parts, the circular parts, I'll show you why this is necessary shortly. So go to items and make the mean increase to 1. So this will keep the structure of the object when we subdivide it. So go to the modifier, subdivision surface, Now when you increase the subdivision, the structure of the object doesn't change. Okay, now it's smooth, and apply the modifier. Okay, this looks fine. Now let's apply the materials. We have the existing lamp, we can use that one for our light source. Let's bring the light to the center. You can reposition the light source at the location of your choice. I'll change the light source to sun and the strings to 5. You can press R twice to rotate the direction of the sun to the direction that you want. Experiment with the different lighting condition that you want. For me, this is fine. Okay, now let's apply to the materials. For the container, I'll choose a blue type. And for the pipe, let's add new material. I'll make it some kind of darker color. And then select the water and apply new material. And let's change the surface to glass material. And roughness, let's make it 0. In the IOR, let's make it 4 divided by 3, which is 1.33, which is IOR of glass. This will make it transparent. And let's change the render to cycles. And device GPU. And you can experiment with the maximum sample size and maximum samples. I'll make this 8 and 12. If you want, you can make it the numbers bigger, but it will take you forever to render. So for me, this is fine. Now let's bring the camera, Control Alt 0, and let's reposition the camera to where we want it. Okay, this is fine. Let's render a sample image. So as you can see, we have rendered out our water simulation. As you can see, it looks like real water, and yeah, looks good. So as you can see, this is a final simulation, and try it and let me know if you have any difficulty creating this simulation. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time with another Blender tutorial. Until then, take care.